Hello everyone and welcome to this short tutorial installing Windows 10 64 bits on VirtualBox. But before we have some concepts or terminology that we are going to use in this tutorial. VirtualBox. VirtualBox is a powerful virtualization product for enterprise or home use. It is an application that allows to install a large kind of operating systems in the same physical machine. Process architecture. VirtualBox supports two types of processor, Intel and AMD, and supports architectures 32 and 64 bits on both of them. Host. The host is the physical machine in which we are going to install our VirtualBox and the operating system installed on it. VirtualBox runs on Windows, Linux, Macintosh, and Solaris operating systems. Guest operating system. The guest operating system is the type and version of operating system that we are going to install on VirtualBox. Usually, the guest operating system is different from the host operating system, but it can be the same. A very short list of the operating systems that VirtualBox supports is listed down at the bottom of the slide. As I said, VirtualBox is a powerful virtualizer for business or personal use. It's feature-rich, high-performing, and the only professional solution that is freely available as open source software under GNU license GPL version 2. For this tutorial or practice, we have basically three objectives. The first one is to understand the concept of virtual machine. The second one is to know the requirements to create a Windows virtual machine in VirtualBox. And the third and last is to create a Windows 10 virtual machine in VirtualBox. To carry out this Windows 10 installation on VirtualBox, no previous knowledge is required. You will need a copy or .iso file with Windows 10 64 bits installation image. We also need 50 GB of space in our disk to set up the virtual disk. This can be done in one of three formats: BMDK, that is used by VMware, BHD, that is used by Microsoft, and BDI, that is used by VirtualBox. We will use BDI. And my recommendation is that your host machine or physical machine should have at least 8 GB of total memory RAM, because this memory is distributed between physical machine and virtual machine, and so will not have any performance problem. Steps for creating the virtual machine and install Windows 10 on it. Basically, we have 4 general steps. Configure the characteristics of the virtual machine. This is configure the operating system type, the amount of memory RAM, the amount of core processors, and the size of the hard disk. After that, we need to set up the Windows installer.iso as a system boot on the virtual machine. With this, we get that the Windows installation program starts when the virtual machine is launched. The next is follow the step-by-step of the Windows installation application. And the last step is to perform the initial system configuration. Okay, let's start. Here I have my VirtualBox console. This VirtualBox is installed on Ubuntu 18, which is my host operating system. As you can see, I already have installed 2 virtual machines with Windows 10 64 bits, and what we are going to do is to create a new machine and give it a name. This will be Windows 10 64 bits English and the number 2. You can choose the type of your operating system. This time will be Microsoft Windows, but you can use Linux, Solaris, BSD, and others. And you can choose the version of your operating systems. For Windows, there is a large number of options. Click on Next. Here you can choose the amount of memory for your virtual machine. You can see that my total amount of memory for my physical machine is about 7,168 megabytes. And the memory suggested for my new virtual machine is about 2048 megabytes. I'm going to let it so, but you can choose in the green zone of the slide bar the amount of memory that you can use for your machine. Click on Next. Here you can choose between use an existing virtual hard disk or create a new virtual hard disk for your virtual machine. In this case, we are going to create a new virtual hard disk. Click on Create, and here we are going to choose VDI, that is VirtualBox Disk Image. Click on Next. Here we say to the virtual machine that the space for the virtual hard disk will be dynamically allocated. This means that the space of the virtual hard disk will be growing with the data growing. Click on Next. Here we have the file location and size. The size for the virtual hard disk will be 50 gigabytes, and the file location or default location will be the home user, VirtualBox VMs, and the folder that we already have created for store the virtual disk. If you want to change the file location, you can click on the folder and change the location of the virtual disk. I am going to let with the default location. Click on Create, and that's it. The next step is to set up the .iso file with the Windows installation package as the boot device for the virtual machine. So we click on Settings, click on Storage, and we have a kind of device, empty device. Here we are going to locate our .iso file. Click on the disk to search for the file. Here we are going to use this .iso file, and here is as the boot device for the virtual machine. The next step is to launch the virtual machine. With this, the application for installing Microsoft Windows 10 is started. Okay, this is the first screen of the setup for Windows installation. Here we had to choose the language for installing and the time and currency format. For the language, we will let the United States, and time and currency also English United States, and for the keyboard it's Latin American keyboard. Click on Next and click on Install Now. Here we are going to select the operative system version that we are going to install. Will be Windows 10 Professional version, 64 bits, and click on Next. Here just check for accept the license terms, click on Next. Here we have to choose between upgrade installation and custom installation. Upgrade installation is used when you are going to install your Microsoft Windows in a machine that has another Windows already installed. In this case, you want to keep your files and settings in the new installation. Custom installation is used when we are going to install Microsoft Windows in a clean machine. This is our case. So click on custom installation. Here we have our virtual hard disk of 50 gigabytes. It's not necessary to do anything because the system is going to format the entire disk because it's clean. So we just click on Next. The system has started to copy the files for the installation in the hard disk. This step will take some minutes. Here the system is going to restart. This time it's not necessary to start from the DVD. If you start again from the DVD, the process of installation starts again. During the installation, you will have a couple of restart of the machine, but it's just normal in the process. For my region, I will let the United States as default and click on Next. Here we are going to choose the keyboard layout. My keyboard is Latin American keyboard. Click on yes. If you want, you can add a second keyboard layout, but in my case this is not necessary, so I click on skip. Here I don't want to download anymore for my Windows because it can take a long time, so just click on skip for now. In this case, we are going to use this Windows for personal use. So select personal use and click on Next. If you already have a Microsoft account, you can synchronize this Microsoft Windows installation with it. For that, just type your email, phone or Skype ID here. But this is not my case, so I just click on offline account. I don't want to sign in with my Microsoft account, so I just click on limited experience. Here we are going to set up the user that is going to use this machine. In this case, the name of the user is Bart. Click on next.
Okay, now type a password for your account.
Here we need a password for this account. This will be a simple password. And click on next.
And one more time to make sure we've got it right.
Here we type again the password.
Now you can set up 3 security questions to help you reset your password if you forget it. Choose the first question and type your answer.
Here we had to set up 3 security questions to recover your password in case of forgetting. For my first question will be this, and the answer will be sentence helper. Click on next.
Now for the second one. Same drill.
The second one will be this, and this will be the answer. Click on next.
One's a charm. Choose your last question, type the answer, and you're good to go.
Here the third questions, and the answer will be this. Click on next. For performance reasons, I don't want to have Cortana as the personal assistant, so click on no.
These are the settings Microsoft recommends. Go ahead and review them and select accept when you're ready.
Here we are going to disable all privacy settings in order to get a better performance of my virtual machine. You can enable all these settings in the future. Just disable and click on accept. Here we have a totally new installation of Microsoft Windows 10 64 bits in English. You can start installing new applications. You can do whatever you want. That's it for now. I hope to see you again in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching, and bye.